On one side, US President Donald Trump is once again using tariffs as a political and economic weapon across the world. From Asia to Europe, tariffs have become his preferred tool to pressure countries into aligning with American interests. Most recently, European nations were warned of tariffs over their stance against the US on Greenland. But now, a response from India has created serious ripples inside the United States itself. India has replied to America's tariff pressure with tariffs of its own. And this time, the impact is being felt directly by American farmers and lawmakers. The result? Growing pressure within the US political system to seek relief from India. Here's what's happening. India and the United States are currently engaged in negotiations over a bilateral trade deal. However, during these talks, India imposed a 30% tariff on imported pulses, including yellow peas, a move that has triggered alarm in Washington. Several U.S. senators have now written a formal letter to President Donald Trump, urging him to intervene and request India to remove the tariff. For context, U.S. senators are elected representatives of American states in Congress. These lawmakers, particularly from agricultural states, are now openly asking the White House to push India for concessions. In their letter, the senators demand that the India-US trade agreement must include favorable provisions for American pulse crops. In simple terms, they are asking for market access that benefits U.S. farmers. The primary concern is India's 30% tariff on American yellow peas. According to the senators, states like North Dakota and Montana are among the largest producers of peas and other pulse crops in the United States. At the same time, India is the world's largest consumer of pulses, accounting for nearly 27% of global consumption. The letter points out that lentils, chickpeas, dry beans, and peas are staple foods in India. Despite this massive demand, American pulse exports face heavy tariffs, making them less competitive in the Indian market. U.S. lawmakers argue that these high tariffs are hurting American farmers, preventing them from selling their high-quality produce in one of the world's biggest food markets. The senators further note that India imposed the 30% tariff on yellow peas on October 30th, 2025, and it came into effect from November 1st, 2025. Since then, American pulse producers have faced intense competition and declining market access. What makes this situation more significant is the timing. Reports suggest that India and the United States have already completed multiple rounds of trade negotiations, and an announcement on a broader trade deal could happen soon. That is why pressure is now building inside the U.S., with American lawmakers urging President Trump to raise the issue directly with India. It is also important to remember that India increased tariffs on several U.S. goods in response to American tariff actions earlier, and pulses were part of that strategic response. In short, amid ongoing trade deal negotiations, tariffs on pulses have now emerged as a major flashpoint in the India-US trade relationship. The big question remains, will India agree to reduce these tariffs under American pressure, or will it stand firm to protect its domestic farmers and trade interests? We'll be watching closely. What do you think? Should India reduce tariffs on American pulses, or is this a justified countermove? Share your opinion in the comments.